children, how are you? I hope you all are doing well and studying well. So children, we are into a very interesting phase of our chapters, okay? And we are going to learn something which we have already learned in our previous class, but now, okay, we are going to learn it in more detail. And we are going to talk about the solid, liquid and gas, okay, which are the different states of matter that exist around us. Alright, so let's learn about atoms and molecules, arrangement of molecules in solids, liquids and gases, the types of changes. Okay, let's talk about solubility of solids, liquids and gases in water. So, we all know that any substance that has mass and it occupies space is known as a matter. So, anything that has mass and it occupies space is matter. Okay. Matter comes in three types. One is the solid, okay, like chalk, okay, chair, pencil, anything, okay, any matter that we see, okay, which is a solid, is like, a table is also a solid. It has mass, it occupies space, okay. Now, the other one is the liquid, which is water, juice, milk. These are example of liquid form. And the third form is the gas, okay, which is the air, oxygen, carbon dioxide. This is the third form, which is the gas form, okay. Now, if we break this matter into tiny units, okay, that have the same properties of matter, but are not visible to the naked eye, okay, these are called molecules, okay. If we break matter into tiny particles, okay, or tiny units, okay, that have the same properties, okay, of matter, but are not visible to the naked eye, they are called the molecules. For example, a sugar molecule is the smallest particle of sugar. Each molecule will show the properties of sugar, okay. Now, what are molecules? They are always in a random motion, okay. They are very minute, we cannot see them with our naked eyes, these molecules, okay. They never stop moving and they are constantly attracting and colliding with each other. Now, what are atoms? Atoms are molecules made up of still smaller units. So, when molecules are combined together and still smaller units are formed of matter, they are called as atoms, okay. Now, atoms are the building blocks of matter, okay. They build the matter. Now, there are a total of 117 types of atoms from which the matter is made up of. Like elements are formed from same type of atoms. Atoms of the same kinds form elements. Atoms of different kinds, they form compounds. So, same kind of atoms, what do they form? They form elements, and different kind of atoms, they form the compounds, okay. Now, what are the atoms? They are the building blocks of matter. Anything, any matter that is built, it consists of atoms. What are these atoms? They are the smaller units of molecules that are joined together, okay. Now, how many atoms are there? 117, okay, and matter is made up of these different types of 117 atoms, okay. Now, elements are formed from same types, compounds from different types, okay, of atoms. Now, what are solids? Solids are so in solids, molecules in solids, they are tightly packed, okay, as the attraction between the molecule is very strong. So, when the attraction of the molecules is really very strong, all these atoms, okay, or all these molecules present in the air, they are combined together, okay, in a tight manner, okay. So, molecules in solids, they are tightly packed as the attraction between the molecule is very strong. As a result, solid is hard, okay, and it has a definite shape and volume, okay, because they are so tightly packed. Now, liquids. In liquids, the molecules are less close to each other. They are not very tightly packed, okay. The force of attraction among the molecules is less as compared to solids. So, the force of attraction in solids is more. Okay, that is why they are so tightly packed. Okay, whereas in liquids the force of attraction is less, okay, as compared to solids, and therefore the molecules they are free to move around. Okay, that is why liquids can flow. A liquid has a definite volume, but it does not have a fixed shape. It takes the shape of the container that it is in. Okay, they acquire the shape of the container in which they are poured. Gases, molecules in gases, they are very far apart. Okay, they are not tightly packed. Okay, they are not free flowing, but they are free flowing, but they are totally apart. Okay, and there is lots of empty space in between these molecules. So, if you look at the diagram, you will come to know. Okay, the attraction among the molecule is very less. Like in solids, the attraction is very high. Okay, and that is why they are so tightly packed to each other. Then in liquids, okay, it is free flowing, whereas in gases it is like totally all over the place. Okay, the attraction among the molecules is very less, and the molecules, they move fastest in gases as compared to solids and liquids. The gases, again, they do not have fixed shape, and they also do not have fixed volume. Liquids have a fixed volume. Okay, that is 1 liter, 2 liter and all. Gases, there is no fixed volume. Okay, molecules can move in any direction. There is no fixed direction in which a molecule can go. It can move around everywhere. Okay, it is all over the place. Now, you have to do this activity. Okay, you have to pour some salt in half glass water. Okay, take half a glass of water, pour some salt in it. Okay, and stir it. What will you observe? Okay, where is the salt gone? You will see that the salt has disappeared. Where has it gone? The molecules of salt, they adjust themselves in the gap among the water molecules. And now, pour some sand and observe if any change occurs. So, when you pour some sand, it will go and sit down, okay, in the water. Do this activity and write down your observation. The sand does not dissolve. You will see the sand. Okay, it will just settle down at the bottom of the glass. Like salt, you will not be able to see it has got dissolved in the water. It has occupied the space in the water. Okay. Now, solids in water. Substances like sugar and salt, they are soluble in water. Okay. Molecules of these substances are of small size and they fix in the gaps of water molecule. Okay. So, whatever the gap they find in the water molecules, they fix themselves in that, okay, and then they get dissolved in it. Sand particles, they are bigger, so they do not dissolve in water. Now, add a few tea leaves to see what happens. Okay. So, again, if you add tea leaves, again they will also settle down, they will not dissolve. Liquids in water. The two liquids, okay, which mix with each other are called miscible. Okay. Any two liquids that mix with each other are known as miscible liquids. Now, glycerin, milk, etc., they are liquids that mix with water. Whereas coconut oil, turpentine oil, etc., however, they cannot be dissolved in water and they are termed as immiscible. So, for example, if you add coconut oil to water, it will float on it. It will not get dissolved in it. Okay. Now, whereas if you mix milk and water together, if you add them together, you will not come to know, you will not be able to differentiate between water and milk. How much is water and how much is milk, you will not be able to differentiate between it because it has got mixed up. So, that is why it is miscible. Whereas, if you mix coconut oil with water, you will see the oil floating on the water. So, you are able to differentiate between it. Okay. So, that is why these are known as immiscible liquids. Okay. Now, take two beakers half filled with water and name them A and B. Add a tablespoon of alcohol to beaker. A and a tablespoon of kerosene to beaker B and observe what happens. In beaker A, alcohol and water, they mix with each other, whereas in beaker B, kerosene forms a layer over water as it is lighter than water. Okay? Now, let us talk about gases in water. Okay, gases with water. Gases like oxygen, nitrogen, ammonia and carbon dioxide, they can dissolve in water. Aquatic animals breathe in oxygen which is dissolved in the water. Now, water in water bodies like rivers, lakes, ponds, etc., okay, oceans, etc., water contains dissolved oxygen and nitrogen. So, in all these water bodies, oxygen and nitrogen gases present, okay, because it is dissolved inside the water itself. Now, when we boil water, the bubbles are formed at the bottom of the vessel. Okay, when you start boiling water, you will see that bubbles start coming from the bottom of the vessel. Okay, they start from the bottom of the vessel. Now, these bubbles, these bubbles are of the dissolved gases that separate from water on heating. The aerated drinks contain carbon dioxide gas which is dissolved in water under great pressure. Okay, so let us talk about the heating and cooling process now. Change in temperature can change the state of matter. So, when you put water in refrigerator freezing section, that is the freezer, okay, what happens? After some time the water freezes and solidifies, okay, that is the state of water changes from liquid to solid, okay, water to ice, ice is solid, okay. Similarly, on heating water, okay, the liquid state of matter converts to gaseous state. So, again when you heat water, you see steam coming out or the water vapor coming out, okay. So, that is known as the gaseous state, okay. So, on cooling it solidifies and upon heating it changes into the state of gas, okay. Now, physical change, this is a physical change, okay, which most of the time can be reversed and is temporary. So, it can be reversed, like you are freezing the water, when you get it out of the refrigerator, it changes back to water, and when you heat it, it changes into what? It changes into water vapor, again upon cooling into solid. So, this state is temporary and it can be reversed, okay. Now, for example, ice upon heating or cooling, okay, changes into water. Water vapor upon heating or cooling changes into water. Solid, okay, solid butter upon heating or cooling changes to liquid butter, and again after cooling it changes to the normal butter, okay, solid butter, okay. So, these are all what? These are all physical changes, because these changes, they can be reversed. This change does not form any new substance. There is no new substance that is formed. It is just playing around with the same substance, okay. Then the change that is happening is a temporary change, okay. It can be reversed. The change occurs only in the state of matter, okay. Now, let us talk about chemical change. Now, this is a change that is caused due to heating and cooling, which results in a permanent change in the state of matter, okay. So, now here a new substance with altogether different properties is formed. So, this change cannot be reversed. So, a chemical change, okay, it is caused because of heating and cooling, okay, which results in a permanent change in the state of the matter, okay. A new substance is formed, it has different properties, it cannot be reversed, okay. Now, for example, cooking of food, burning a piece of paper, okay, formation of curd, all these are what? These are all chemical changes. Now, these changes cannot be reversed as molecules of new substances with altogether different properties are formed. So, chemical changes cannot be reversed, new substances with different properties are formed, they are permanent changes, and in our body and in our natural surrounding, okay, many chemical changes keep on occurring all the time, okay. So, let us revise this chapter, okay. Now, any substance that has mass and it occupies space. What is it called? It is called a matter. Okay. Matter exists in how many states? 3 states: solids, liquid and gases. Atoms, they make molecules and molecules form the matter. Okay. Elements are made up of similar types of atoms, and compounds, okay, they are formed by different types of atoms. Okay. The different states of matter differ in their property due to arrangement of molecules. Solids like salt, sugar, they dissolve in water, whereas sand and mud, okay, they do not dissolve in water. When two liquids mix with each other, they are called miscible liquid, and when they do not mix, they are called immiscible liquids. Changes occur all around us. Okay. Some are temporary, others are permanent. Heating and cooling, they bring down about the change in the matter. Okay. Now, let's start with the exercises. You have to take the correct option. Dash and mud are insoluble in water. Salt, sugar, chalk, or none of these? It is the chalk. Okay. Juice and water mix with each other. So, they are immiscible, miscible, sometimes miscible or always immiscible. It is B, miscible. The molecules of dash, they have lots of space in between them. Okay. Solids, gas, liquid or plasma, it is gas. In ice, the water molecules are, okay, or can move freely, stuck together, move very fast or very close to each other. They move freely. Which of the following is not a chemical change? Growth of a baby, cooking of food, melting of butter or making of biscuits. It is the melting of butter. Now, fill in the blanks. In aerated drinks, that gas is dissolved under pressure. It is carbon dioxide. On heating water, the molecules become close and are tightly packed. In dash, molecules move freely in gases. On cooling, water vapor, okay, dash is formed. It is water. Molecules are made up of atoms. Okay. True and false. In solids, the molecules are free to move. False. Okay. They are tightly packed. Liquids have definite volume. Yes, they have definite volume, but no definite shape. They take the shape of the container. Rusting of iron is a physical change. No, it is a chemical change. Peeling of vegetables is a chemical change. No, it's a physical change. Okay. Orange juice has nitrogen gas in it. Absolutely true. Okay. Now, match the column. Element. What is an element? It is similar type of atoms. Liquids have definite volume but no definite shape. Turpentine, oil and water. Okay. What are they? They are immiscible liquids. Matter has mass and occupies space, and gas has no definite shape and volume. Okay. Now, take the odd one out. Sugar, salt, ink or mud. Okay. Which is odd? Mud. It cannot dissolve. Alcohol, milk, coconut oil or juice. It is coconut oil because it does not get it is not soluble in water. Okay. It is immiscible. Nitrogen, oxygen, glucose or hydrogen, glucose. Rest of them are gases. Okay. Melting of ice, boiling of water, breaking of glass, melting of ice cream. So, what is it? It is breaking of glass. Give one word. Smallest unit of element is atom. Okay. Two liquids that mix with each other, they are miscible. Change in which new substance is formed, chemical. State of matter having definite shape and volume, it is solid. Okay. Now, take the correct answer. Compounds are made up of different or same atoms, it is different atoms. Molecules of solids or liquids are tightly packed, solids. On heating, ice changes to water or water vapor, it is water vapor. Solids or liquids flow, liquids flow. Potassium permanganate or chalk dissolve in water. What gets dissolved in water? Potassium permanganate. Okay. Now, short answer questions. You have to define what is matter. Okay. Then you have to tell us what are the molecules. We have already learned this chapter. Okay. You can go through the chapter all over again and you will find these answers easily. Okay. What are molecules made up of? Okay. And what are the different, you have to name any two gases that can dissolve in water. Okay. Now, long answer questions. Why do liquids flow? Okay. What is the reason? Because of the molecules being loosely attached to each other. What is a chemical change and what are the characteristics of a chemical change? You have to differentiate between the solids and liquids on the basis of the arrangement of molecules. Okay. Tightly packed, loosely packed, okay, whatever. Melting of wax is a permanent change, whereas a burning of candle is chemical. Why? And write difference between miscible and immiscible liquids. Okay. Now, critical thinking skills. Why bottle of soda water blasts when kept in refrigerator for long time? Okay. If you keep the soda bottle in the refrigerator, that means the freezer portion of it, it will blast because the gas will cool down to form solid and then it will burst. Okay. Why a painter removes paints with the help of turpentine oil? Because turpentine oil can dissolve the paint. Okay, it can dissolve the paint which is there. Now, case based study. Molecules are made up of still smaller units called atoms. Atoms are the building blocks of matter. How many atoms are there? There are 117 types of atoms from which the matter is made up of. Elements are formed from same types of atoms. Atoms of the same kind form elements. Atoms of different kinds, they combine together to form compounds. Okay. The two liquids which mix with each other are called miscible. Glycerin, milk, etc. are liquids that mix with water. Coconut oil, turpentine oil, etc. however cannot be dissolved in water and hence they are termed as immiscible. Gases like oxygen, nitrogen, ammonia and carbon dioxide, they can dissolve in water. Aquatic animals, they breathe the oxygen which is dissolved inside the water. Okay. Water in water bodies like rivers, lakes, ponds, oceans, etc. The water contains dissolved oxygen and nitrogen. Okay. Matter is made up of atoms, molecules, A or B or none of these, it is A or B, option C. What are elements? You have to tell us what elements are. You can look at the passage here, the comprehension passage and answer this question. What are elements made up of? Atoms, okay, the same type of atoms. Compounds, it is like combination of different types of atoms, okay. Immiscible liquids, liquids that do not dissolve in water, alright. Now, life skill. Water is a wonderful liquid. Earth is called blue planet as it has almost 71% of water, but most of the water is not potable, okay. It is a universal solvent. We have only 1% of fresh water, that is mostly in the form of glaciers and polar ice caps. Okay. We are exploiting this renewable source. We are spoiling it, we are exploiting it, okay. We are overusing it, okay. Suggest some ways by which we can conserve this. Now, for example, you can close the taps when you don't require it. If you can get the faulty taps and pipes repaired, okay. So these are certain ways in which we can save water, okay. Write some more if you have, you can explore more and write some more ways in which we can conserve water. Alright, now let's do something new. You have to make dancing buttons, okay. Take 2 tablespoons of vinegar in a glass and put some buttons into it. Then put 2 spoons of baking soda in the glass and cover it with a lid. After some time, you will see bubbles near the buttons and they will start moving up and down. When vinegar and baking soda they react, carbon dioxide is formed. The bubbles of carbon dioxide cling to the buttons and they make them dance. Okay. Try doing this experiment and see the buttons dancing. Alright, now explore. The arrangement of molecules of a substance, they play an important role in determining the state of matter. Okay. Graphite and diamond, both are forms of carbon. Graphite, due to its arrangement, is greasy and used as a lubricant. However, diamond, due to the arrangement of carbon atoms, okay, becomes the hardest substance. Okay. Find out the structure of both diamond and graphite. how their physical properties vary because of arrangement of molecules. So, find this information about the difference between a diamond and graphite. Okay. As it is already mentioned over here, although they are forms of carbon, okay, the arrangement of graphite is greasy. Okay. It is used as lubricant. However, diamond is a hard substance. So, find out why, okay, is it different, why both these elements are different although they are forms of carbon. Alright. So, but before you explore more and find information, reread the chapter, complete all the exercises and activities. Get going, children.